Hi guys, my name is Chelsea Ortega with the agency Bend, and I have the honor and pleasure of sitting down with longtime friend and president of Brooks Resources, Kirk Schueler. Kirk, he has been with Brooks since, 93, almost 32 years.
Yep.
And he has been at the forefront of much of Bend's development, many of the neighborhoods, and we are sitting down here today to look at Discovery West in particular, to hear more about the plan and intentionality and what is to come in the next year or so.
Yeah, you bet. And just to make sure it's clear, Brooks Resources is a 50% partner with the tenant development side, Mike Tenet's firm, and they're the same partnership that built Northwest Crossing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike's a great guy. Well, thank you for being here today. It's so nice to sit down, and
absolutely.
We're just here to have a conversation and kind of bring up some topics that have been coming across my desk and in conversations that we feel might be helpful for those either living in Discovery West, Northwest Crossing, or are considering buying or selling. So I know that Discovery West has evolved through multiple phases, and can you walk us through the intention behind those phase shifts and how they reflect the long-term vision of the neighborhood?
Yep. Yeah, I'd be happy to. As you know, it's a master plan, and the master plan was approved in 2020. It is 18 phases, and we're currently just finishing construction of phases 8 and 9. So we're about halfway through. And you're right, the product that we've delivered varies, and it's intentional in that it's a mixed housing, mixed use type of development.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have nearly the commercial that Northwest Crossing does, and we did that intentionally in that we didn't want to rob any real heavy retail or restaurant use out of Northwest Crossing, but we still have some of that. But the lots have sort of varied. Some have been on, as you know, some are on rims overlooking Discovery Park.
Mm-hmm.
Others are more traditional in our sense, where they're alley fed and on medium-sized lots. And we have just basically continued that theme on. And in phase 4, we developed some townhome lots and some cottage lots, and those products are built and are some are still available. And so where we're going, of course, is the lots. The whole master plan is based on this concept of this transect as you move to a hard edge of a project, like the Forest Service,
the National Forest,
which is to the west of us. Then we're de-densifying. So you're seeing a different sizes of lots now coming, and they'll get larger with bigger side setbacks and things like that.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's just really not putting a lot of density right on the edge of that permanent hard edge. And so that's what you'll see. There are also some multifamily projects to occur out on the south end of the project near Skyliner Road. And that's Polish Homes will be built, Polish Commercial will be building 175 apartment units over there by the elementary school.
And that will be happening in 2026?
That's what they've told us. Their land use, it's all approved. Their land use, they've told us that they hope to begin construction sometime in 26, and I actually think their building permit expires sometime late in 26. So they might get it extended, but
okay.
But that's what they've told us. But
coming soon.
Coming soon. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense with the density. Going from high to low as you get closer to the forest. And I know we talked about wildfire mitigation and how that can take a lot of pressure off of that edge and that boundary.
Yeah, it was the transect actually fit well into the wildfire strategy, which was as you get closer to that urban wildland interface, you have density, and that density can cause problems if one house ignites the next house.
For sure.
So, and of course, we do have wildfire standards built into our design guidelines. So the materials you build your house out of and how you landscape your lots are all incorporate good practices for minimizing the spread of wildfire.
Is that something that people can find online? Is that
Yeah,
I'm sure that's available
on the
public
Discovery West website. If you go into I think it's the real estate tab, there's a whole section on the design. It's built in the design guidelines. So if you find the design guidelines,
Great.
it's the rules are sort of scattered throughout, but there's an appendix that actually goes through all the exact standards, which are kind of nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Good resource for folks to know.
The website's a good resource.
Yeah. What else? Well, one of the things that we've noticed a few differences in lot sizes, and you kind of spoke to that.
Yeah.
Configurations from the early phases to the newer ones, and can you just speak a little bit more to that and what those preferences are?
So just with some specifics, right? On the very western edge of the project, we had a density cap when we first got approved. That density cap got removed later by the city, but when we did that, we had 50 lots on 50 acres. And take out roads, so the lots were all just under 1 acre, and there were 50 of those. We later converted some of those large lots to 10 and 12,000 square foot lots, so almost basically quarter acre lots.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of those all the way out on the west side. Those are phases like 14, 15, 16, and then actually 18. It jumps. So there's product coming that'll be out there. It's a few years down the road. We're on, like I said, phase 8 and 9 right now.
Yeah.
So that's the specifics of sort of what that means. Most of it's still alley fed, but now you've got a little bit deeper lots and wider lots.
And setbacks and things like that.
Yeah, the side setbacks are a little bit more out there. And again, it contributes, it sort of goes with the territory to have bigger lots like that.
Sure, yeah.
And then it's nice because of the wildfire standards help.
Yeah.
The buildings aren't so close.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. I've had quite a few clients that live in Discovery West now, or kind of looking for those larger lots. So I appreciate you speaking to that.
And there actually are some nice. There's some we have in phases 8, 9, and in 6 and 7 we had some 9,000 square foot lots that were pretty nice.
Yeah, there were a handful of them.
Yeah, they're 85 feet wide, 105 feet deep or so, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, the very definitely ranges, the lot sizes. For context, I have sold several in like the 0.12 up to, maybe 0.2. So they are much closer together, and I'm definitely excited to see some of those larger lots coming in the next couple of years.
we know that those are very desirable too. So people will enjoy the homes on those lots.
Yeah, and more variety, right?
And like I said, it's all following this pattern of de-densifying as we go west.
Yeah, love that. Well, for buyers wondering about pricing, I know that this can be a loaded subject, especially just given all the factors and the economic environment that we're in. But are there any other factors that are influencing home prices in Discovery West right now from your perspective?
Yeah, it's a great question. The market, as you know, sort of determines what the selling price will be. As much as a builder or seller would like to just demand a price and get it, that's not how it really works.
Yeah.
So, but we're seeing pressure on prices. We're seeing pressures on those home prices, and in Discovery West, that median price for a home is pretty high. So, with that in mind, we look at a couple factors. One, the construction costs really aren't coming down. Material costs really haven't come down.
Right.
Labor hasn't really come down. So city fees haven't come down. So the cost to build the house is still pretty high. So the variable becomes the lot, right? The lot price. And so we are aware of that, and we try to be competitive. We look, every time we release a phase, we look at all the comparable lot sales that are going on, and even some of the newer home sales. We can kind of and look at see what the lot sold for, and we try to be competitive with them, based on value of what you get. We like to think there's some things in Discovery West that add some value, but I still think if you look at comparable lot sizes, topography is a big one too. Some lots are steeper, more expensive to build on.
Definitely.
So we try to be competitive, and so it's not like we're honestly at the top of the market. Now, we've had lots that are at the top of the market, but they were larger lots overlooking the park and things like that. We're sort of into the phases now that are what I call sort of the Northwest Crossing style lot. It's
Right.
just the bigger, because we do have bigger lots than Northwest Crossing, but the Northwest Crossing style lots with alley fed neighborhood lots.
Very flat.
Yeah.
Usually flat.
Yeah. Kind of think of them as neighborhood lots in a
Yeah.
way, so.
Yeah, gosh, I remember when I was in High Lakes in elementary school, and Northwest Crossing, there was one street of houses around the elementary school, and that was it. And then when I was at Summit running cross country, we used to run the big mounds of dirt that is now where Discovery West is and exists. We used to run hill sprints, and yeah, the neighborhood was just a thought. So it is cool to see, and hear for sure the intentionality behind all of this, and to see how it is growing. I think that Discovery West, one of the many things that people love about it is its thoughtful design standards. In my own experience and work, we've kind of come up across some of the changes when it comes to building codes up there, which is, not necessarily within your hands, but those architectural guidelines and sustainability requirements, things like that. Is there anything that buyers should know before they purchase, or just things to
just
consider?
the basics are we have architectural standards, design guidelines that all homes are required to meet, and really the thing to understand is that those guidelines are based on established architectural styles, and you can go down a laundry list of what those might be: Craftsman, Tudor, Prairie, and
Farmhouse.
others. Yeah, farmhouse. It's all. But the point of it is and we have those laid out, and you're able to also bring an architectural style to the architecture review committee, as you just have to demonstrate that it's really an architectural style. So there has to be some sort of architectural basis behind it, and we have had people do that, bring a different style. Mountain Modern is a style a home got approved not long ago.
The Scandinavian one is one that's
Scandinavian.
the newer one.
Right, that's a newer style.
Yeah.
Northwest Crossing had an interesting twist to it. It had to be historically an architectural style, which we defined as 50 years or older.
Oh,
And that's why you see in Northwest Crossing the MCM, the mid-century modern, came in late because it technically was a style, because it was a 20-year project at Northwest Crossing. So there was a point when a new style became acceptable because it was over 50 years old. At Discovery West, we dropped the whole historical thing.
Got it.
So we just said, let's have architectural styles, but they need to follow the style. And so there's essential elements that are defined for any style. And as long as it meets those essential elements, is built with quality materials and built with craftsmanship, you can get it approved. Almost all homes get approved, short of something that really, is
really
lacking,
align.
right?
Yeah.
Really lacking. But if you drive through, you can tell.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beautiful homes. And another thing that contributes to that style and that look, I guess, is that we sell the lots to builders kind of randomly. Nobody buys like 5 lots in a row and then builds all their homes.
Thank you for mentioning this. For some of you who are newer to the area or maybe aren't as familiar with Northwest Crossing, Discovery West, Kirk, if you want to speak to, the lots are not available to the public.
Yeah, we sell to a group of guild builders that we've worked with for years. Some have been added recently, but we have 24 builders that are in our guild.
And those meet a certain standard of building?
We vet them on what product they've built when we're bringing new ones in. We know the people who have been building there for a while. So we look at, and we added a couple about a year and a half ago. We don't really add builders very often.
But it takes the heavy lifting off of people trying to find a good quality builder.
Yeah, and on our website you can go and see little bios on each one of them, and that's kind of fun to do, and see some of their product. Some of them have pictures of their product, or you can go to their own websites once you see who they are.
Or the tour of homes is a great way to come in and check out different styles, different builders.
Yep. So when we sell to them, it's literally a lottery. I mean, it's like, okay, I hate to say it, we pull ping pong balls out of a little roller thing. So, and the first ball will have Salvesen Homes on it. So, Aaron, what lot do you want? Well, I want lot 212. Okay, lot 212 is off the board.
Wow.
And then,
And
so
it keeps going like
and
this.
what that does is that's the randomness. So builders don't own 5 or 6 lots and build a home that looks the same.
And then you have these little pockets on a street
There's
where it
just
feels
a random assortment of homes, and that's
like that.
really what contributes a lot of the feel that it's been there a long time, right? Because there's good architecture and there's no production feel to it because of that.
Yeah, that's
It makes
cool.
a big difference.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do these meetings look like? Are you guys, is it
it's-
all the
they're-
builders in one room?
They're breakfast meetings, and they're all there, and they tell us in advance how many lots they think they want. They've seen the plat, they know the prices, and so we know builder A wants 2 lots, builder B wants 4 lots, and so forth. And we're always fully subscribed. And it's sort of a fun deal. They all know each other. And what's funny is sometimes they'll trade because somebody will come and go like, I have a buyer for that lot. Will you trade me for the lot I got? And that happens once in a while. So they're a team. They try to work together. Yeah.
Yeah, I love to hear that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, yeah, I mean, demand, Discovery West has been such an integral part of the West Side, very intentionally designed, and the demand has stayed incredibly strong, even through the shifting economic conditions. What are buyers gravitating towards, or why are buyers gravitating towards Discovery West right now, and how is that shaping future development decisions, if any?
Yeah, I mean, as we talked about, the future development decisions are really driven by the master plan.
Right.
We can tweak it a little bit. Like I told you, we took some of those 1 acre lots, or roughly 1 acre lots, and made them into 1/4 acre lots, and it actually fit better, is why we did it on the street system. So it wasn't just to change it for the sake of change, it fit better. But so we can see that there's going to be these bigger lots coming. But there's some other elements that are still coming, and one of them is the extension of Discovery Park all the way out to the tree farm entry. So that that park will extend all the way to the west.
Wow.
It will connect to the trail system that takes you into Shevlin. It does now, but it'll be a formal path and with lights like it is now.
Wow.
And then the lights will stop at the end of Discovery West, but then you'll be in Tree Farm and the trails into Shevlin Park. There's other things too that are coming. The extension of Skyline Ranch Road will connect to the north, which will be nice because then there'll be some north-south traffic that people can leave the community, in either direction. So that'll be a big change.
That'll be nice.
And it'll help the Discovery Discovery Corner area, where we have some businesses and retail.
Yeah.
So that traffic will help them do a little better.
And when is that going to be?
When we do phase 10 is
Okay,
when that'll be
phase
connected.
10.
And like I said, we just finished phase 8 and 9. So we just finished 6 and we just finished 8 and 9. So we'll build phase 10 next year is the theory, and that'll connect it. In that extension of Discovery Park, the Park District will build a 3-acre formal park.
Oh, wow.
Right there at Stanhope and Sullivan in the northwest corner, northwest corner of that intersection.
Wow.
So there'll be a nice 3-acre formal, turf and other amenities.
I was going to say, is there any sports?
No, they're not.
amenities?
It's a neighborhood park,
Okay.
so they'll probably. We don't know for sure. The park district. We don't dictate what they put in their park. It's just a neighborhood park, and if you look around, it usually has some sort of playground area, some amenities of swings and things like that, or
Maybe a dog park.
maybe. But there's plenty of dog park. People have their dogs out all over that place.
It is Bend. It's
We've got some more cottages coming, like I mentioned, and there'll be 12 cottages or townhomes on a green. That's the definition of how those are built. They're not facing a street; they're facing a common area. So, plus there's some more art coming in the neighborhood. If you go around the whole neighborhood, there's a lot of art that's been positioned throughout the neighborhood, and
I love to hear that.
Yep, and so there's just a recent installation in Discovery Park we did a. It's not a maze, it's where you go around in a circle.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying. But there's
I do
there's
know
some
what you're
sculptures that just got added too. Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, thank you.
Yes, there's a labyrinth that just got built.
Which is a walking form of meditation.
Form of meditation. So things
Beautiful.
like that have been added. That's part of the theme behind Discovery West is the concept of discover. And so these art pieces are kind of positioned under the bridge is all the painted, the murals. And
is there a process to which artists can apply or submit?
There's when they find a place they want to put park, they being our marketing team, they reach out. I'm not sure what channels they use, but there's some ability to reach out and if somebody really wanted to, if they hear about this, they should just call us at Brooks Resources and put your name in and tell us that you can do that.
I love that.
The only other thing I had was there is some other commercial services coming because there's commercial zone land and mixed employment land, which are like low industrial, light industrial. There's the Skyliner Club that's going to start breaking ground here real soon.
We're all excited about that.
And exercise, and there's some court sports in there. And then we're talking to some affiliates of theirs who are looking at possibly doing a court sport facility just to the west of that. So there'd be indoor tennis and pickleball and padel. I think I'm saying that right.
Paddle?
Yeah,
Padel?
I don't know. It's a different sport. It's kind of coming out of Europe. Supposedly, the guys were these folks were telling us how big a deal it is in Europe. So, but I think they said it's the next generation's pickleball.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little more active.
Well, we'll be
on
the front.
The senior pickleball.
We'll be on the front end of that.
So that's exciting.
Side.
Hopefully that comes together. It's not for sure yet, but they're looking at it.
Gosh, wow. The thing I love about Brooks Resources and just, the way that you guys stay agile with the market, the changing needs of the community, it is really for the best of Bend and Bend's residents and what makes sense for not just the neighborhood, but as, the city as a whole. I think that you've done a really wonderful job by, just staying in tune with the market and adapting when needed. And I can't wait to, see what happens when we finally get to, what is it, phase 18.
What it looks like, right?
About halfway there now.
Yeah, well, thank you.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sitting down today.
My
we
pleasure.
really appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions about anything that we chatted about, please feel free to reach out to me or Kirk Schueler at Brooks Resources. We'll include our contact information below.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kirk.
You bet.